What's up guys, DuArktik with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in this video we are back to take a look at the situation in regards to the clan boss. We have our monthly update or so, and talk about the theory that maybe Plarium is trying to make you quit the game on purpose. Because otherwise, why would they have these Teleria Homecoming and all these referral programs with legendaries? Like, why would you put so much work on a legendary looking like this if it's not for someone to try to acquire him, right? Because the only way you have of obtaining this character is by participating on the mentor program. And once again, this rolls back into the situation of people quitting the game, because if you feel like the game is not being rewarding to you, it's more likely that you're gonna quit the game, right? And this is something that I have been facing for the last month or so, that has been absolutely cutthroat in regards to the clan boss. And based on what I've seen from the community, different content creators and so on, this is like a general problem, right? Even the accounts that are blessed have seen their shards reduced, not to the amount of other accounts, of course, but still like 50%. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna take a look at the numbers compared to the previous months and wonder if this is really the plan of Plarium, to have players quitting the game and then coming back to the game because they somewhat forgot how bad it was when they left, right? But we're gonna break down all the information, so yeah, we'll make your own conclusions in the comments. Okay guys, so as always, if you guys like the information on these videos, make sure you guys share the videos and the channel with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Challenges content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so first off, we're gonna talk about we're gonna come back in a second for this mentor program. But one thing that people have been talking about Raid is that the free champions that were obtained through the game in the past 2 years or so have been diminishing in quality. Polara is extremely difficult to obtain, and their kit is kinda mid. And when you have champions that are like very difficult to obtain or very difficult to play with, they should be a little bit stronger. Then we have an Axia that, unlike Polara, is very easy to obtain, but her kit, especially on the second form, is like all over the place. It's very, very difficult to play with. And her damage and her stats are absolute trash. Like, it's really, really terrible. And you can see that from the reviews, right? One star for a mythical or 2 stars, yeah, it's pretty bad. Even that on Hydra, I don't agree. I think the first form at least is like a 4 or a 5 on Hydra, but everywhere else it's pretty bad, especially without a soul. So it seems like the free-to-play rewards that you can obtain through just playing the game have been getting worse and worse. Gone by are the mythicals like Ambush that help you to solo a ton of content in the game, or Carnage that is an absolute monster on PvP and can be also very useful for certain cheesy teams that you can build, right? So it seems like that time is long gone past, and now we are in this situation that all the free mythicals are really, really garbage. Of course, that in the business perspective, it makes sense, right? The things you sell should be the strongest, but I don't know. There should be a playing field in the middle where you can give free stuff that does not truly compromise your experience. Now, going back to the clan boss, like I was saying, has been absolutely atrocious. For the last month or so, I have been doing 4 chests, sometimes 5 chests, when we have extra keys. And the rewards have been absolutely atrocious. And again, this is not only me. I run multiple accounts. I have other people saying this. I see other content creators saying the same. So there is definitely a problem with clan boss. And it's not like Plarium is not making money. Based on the most recent data, they increased their profit in like 50% or so. So it shouldn't be that bad, right? if you're making more money, you should give more to the community, and it seems like it's not the case, especially from the clan boss, because once again, it feels like the rates of the clan boss are being manipulated. Now, some people will say, "Bro, you're just unlucky. I just got a secret shard yesterday." Okay, sure, that does not matter. What matters is the general experience for everyone. If 90% of the people are complaining about something, it doesn't matter if the 10% are getting lucky, right? Because that's not how it works. It's just the way it is. And some people believe that, they do not manipulate the rates. First off, we don't have official rates. We have rates based on data analysis from like 5 years ago. And if you are basing ourselves of what the information that was available 5 years ago, that's completely irrelevant, because the new data is definitely showing a new trend that is really, really bad. So maybe the data from the past, from 5 years ago, needs to be updated, because if you are using that for foundation, it's just a lie, because times have changed. So yeah, doing the clan boss for chess every day, you rarely get any shards from the hard difficulty and the brutal difficulty. And for the past 2 months or so, even the shards on Nightmare, I don't remember the last time I got a sacred shard from Nightmare. And from Ultra Nightmare, pretty rare as well. But I'm going to show you the numbers and then you'll see. Once again, this is based on the data I have gathered, but based on running multiple accounts, based on listening to other content creators, and see the number, right? Because when you are on your this situation, what's his name? Doesn't matter. When you are on your home screen, you can always see how many shards someone has, right? Maybe they should hide this, but you can always see how many sacred shards someone has. So yeah, based on all of that, it seemed like it's not only me. And last time we did this update, everyone was complaining about the same. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers, and then we're going to talk about the mentor program. So yeah, this is my spreadsheet where I track all the information. And the data from the last month, so we are talking about half of May plus half of April. We have one sacred shard in 16 days. One sacred shard in 16 days. That's really, really bad. Really, really bad. Now, in terms of the legendary books, I actually got lucky with legendary books. We are at 6. The average per month usually it's 8. So in terms of the legendary books, that's better. But let's be honest, can you complete events? Can you complete fusions with legendary books? No, you can't. Even if they would give me like 20 more books per month or so, I would not have enough for me to book up all my characters. And at the same time, I cannot use those books to complete any events. So the fact that we are getting more books is not justifiable for what's going on with the shards. And on top of that, the books are on a different loot table from the shards and from the other rewards. And we are talking about gear and Bruce and whatever else. So those are 3 different tables that you have on the clan boss, and each of them has a chance of showing up. The brews you get do not affect the shards you get, and the shards you get do not affect the legendary books you get, because you can get both at the same time, which happened to me in the past. So the fact that we are getting more books, that's pretty relevant. Because once again, that does not help you to complete events, hero paths, or Titan events, or whatever else. It does not matter. But if you take a look at, so we got one sacred shard in 16 days. That's 0.6 shards per day. 0.6 shards per day. So you're gonna need a ton of days. We are talking about once again 15 days or so to get a single shard, up to 20 days. Up to 20 days. Like, bro, 20 days for a sacred shard, it's terrible. Now, some people will say that, if you spend money, you get more. It's not the case, because if you see right here this line, this is where they have technical maintenances and when I spend money. So I spend money on 4 days of the month, and I got 4 shards, 4 sacred shards. Terrible. This month, like, if the game is not being nice to me, why would I be nice to the game? So I'm not spending any money either. So that's the way it is. You are not nice to me, I'm not nice to you, so I'm not spending. And yeah, the numbers are even worse. So in terms of shards, and last month was terrible. So we went from one shard every 10 days to one shard every 15 days, 16 days or so. So it got worse by 50%. And then, if you take a look at the void shards, it also was cut in half. So we were at 0.6 shards per day, and now we are at 0.3 shards per day. So once again, it got cut in half. And even the amount of ancient shards has been lowered. So we went from 1.9 to 1.7, and some people say, oh, but you are getting ancient shards. So even that value, it has been cut in half. And if you take a look at the previous month, the amount of void shards was also cut by half, by 35% or so, 40%, and the amount of sacred shards was also cut in half. And this was already bad. This was not a good month. The month of March was not a good month. We got 8 sacred shards, we got 22 with 24 void shards. But if you take a look at a good month, we got 12 sacred shards and the same amount of void shards. So there is a huge discrepancy between one month and the other, right? One month you get 12 sacred shards, the other month you get 4 sacred shards. You are getting 30% of what we are getting. It's really, really terrible. And this is without mentioning the legendary books, because on average you are always getting around 8. So 8 on February, 8 on March, and then on April it was pretty bad. We only got 5. But it seems like we are going back to normal with the legendary books. But once again, legendary books do not complete events. So in my opinion, they are irrelevant. And once again, they are on a different loot table from the rest of the content. So this is absolutely massive, because again, it feels like if the game is not being nice to me, I'm not going to be nice to the game, I'm not going to spend. And I know that Raid makes plenty of money, because once again, in the past 6 months or so, they have increased their revenue and their profit by like 50% or so, thanks to the whales buying void shards for all these new voids that we are getting. But overall, the experience for low spenders or for free-to-play players is just terrible. Okay, now with this in mind, looking at all this information and noticing that everything is getting worse, then we have these new referral programs. And these referral programs, we have this one, that is the old one, which is super annoying to complete. But now they made this new referral program where you get a guaranteed legendary with a guaranteed soul, plus additional sacred shards, void shards, and legendary shards. And if I remember correctly, yeah, you also get other kind of stuff, right? You're also getting the souls, you are getting all this extra stuff. So yeah, and you can get, as you can see, you can get 1 sacred shard per recall link. So it's more than they mentioned. They mentioned 3 plus these other 6, right? And here you can get another one as well, plus you have a bunch of other rewards as well for each link that completes these missions. So again, maybe it's the strategy of Plarium to just invite people to come back to the game. Hopefully you forgot how bad it was, right? The 1 sacred shard every 20 days. You already forgot about that, and now you are going to get this boost for you to get these extra rewards. But I'm not even sure if the players also get this legendary or not, because if that's not the case, like what are the mentorees getting themselves? I don't understand what this system gives to them, right? Complete quests to fill your progress bar and extra rewards, okay, to unlock it. But what the people get, I'm not sure. But it seems like they are very interested in this mechanic of bringing back players that quit the game. But again, you have to think about it. Why are people quitting the game? It's because they cannot compete, they cannot participate. If you cannot complete a fusion, if you have to hold yourself back for months just to unlock a specific character, that's not a nice way to play the game, right? I think you should always have the fusion as being easy to obtain somewhat if you put the work into it. And then the Titan events and so on, those should be optional. But it doesn't feel like it is the case. And once again, it seems like Plarium is focusing more and more on this kind of baits that keep you around for long enough, but that don't really get you anywhere, because that's just the way it is. But you guys will let me know in the comments below what has been your experience with all these new mechanics, whether it is with the ticket mechanic, whether it is with the referral program. If you're able to invite any of your friends to participate. And what about the clan boss? Have you been able to get sacred shards from the clan boss? Because if you don't have access to the Doom Tower, or if you don't have access to the Tag Arena on gold, you cannot even obtain these bare minimum rewards to participate in the game, which, why would you log in even if that's the case, right? But once again, you guys will let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you guys like the information on these videos, make sure you guys share the videos and the channel with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Challenges content, and I will catch you guys later.